I think we're just all excited here. I mean, we got nothing to lose. We're just playing and hopefully pull out a win again here tonight.
That was William Nylander before tonight's game. Nylander, who hadn't scored in 13 games coming into tonight's must-win game for the Leafs. And after there was trouble in paradise, then no Matthews again tonight, back against the wall, or should I say wall, someone needed to step up. Now, coming into this one, the Bruins were 0-5 to clinch a series, and the Leafs were 0-6 at home in the playoffs. One of these streaks was going to come to an end. And while this game ultimately did have some big stomps, it also had the nastiness we've come to expect from these two. More than anything, William Nylander came up absolutely huge for his team. So let's get into it. Now to start, it was Swayman for the Bees, and like I said, Woll between the pipes for Toronto, who right out of the gate were definitely stronger and just quicker. The chippiness was also there almost immediately, but Boston was held off the shot count the entire first half with a 3-on-2 here as Swayman kicked out another, and then Marchand would get called for roughing. A great start for Toronto as the 1-for-17 power play got a chance. And that was where Boston got their first shot, ironically. But while Toronto did get a couple of good looks at it, the power play struggles continue. But again, they were still the hungrier team, undoubtedly. Winning battles, supporting guys when needed, and it was honestly a terrible start for the Bruins, as they got outshot 12-1, with maybe the best chance coming at the end of the period for the Leafs. But after what was a scoreless first, let's head over to the second, where just a minute in, Domi from McCabe in front, and he just can't finish. But it was a great chance out the gate again. However, immediately after, there's a high stick called. Bertuzzi's bleeding as the Bruins now had to kill a double minor. A tremendous opportunity, but the Bruins, while terrible offensively, were killing these penalties like nothing. They killed off both minors with relative ease, not letting them in the zone and allowing just 2 shots. As the power play continued to struggle, and I had to wonder, was this going to end up haunting the Leafs? And sure enough, there it was, the Bruins' second shot, then their third, as the Bruins picked it up midway through. A big hit on Camphor as McAvoy definitely caught him a bit high, but no call. And while he wasn't busy, Woll stood tall when he needed to, as the Bruins began to push back, and in doing so would draw their first penalty of the game, and it's Woll getting called for tripping. But I have to say, kudos to the Leafs, as they now killed it off with ease, allowing no shots on goal. Chris Rooney here nearly taking one off the dome on the dump-in, and then a little nastiness in the Bruins end as Lowry holding Holmberg's stick would get cross-checked hard into the boards, which again, no call. And instead we got this, Nylander with a little shake, he puts one on net and scores! Into traffic, it deflects off McAvoy, screening his own goalie, as William Nylander, with his first in 13 games, gets the Leafs on the board with less than a minute to go, which with the final seconds got the Leafs buzzing as they came out of the middle frame with the lead for the first time all series heading into the third. And so maybe expected, it was the Bruins coming out more desperate, finally getting some good chances as Geekie towards the net squeaks through, but Marchand can't get it done. Woll down and out as Carlos goes off the post, and the Bruins, with their best sequence all night, get shut down by Woll again. And time was now really starting to tick away, as the Leafs were honestly impressive, still dangerous while just shutting the Bruins down. And yes, Woll played well, but really I was impressed with the guys in front, just solid defensive play. And so with 3 to go, it's Domi alone, but he's shut down as Swayman with a huge late stop to keep his team in it. However, a minute later, it's Nylander in alone. He dekes and scores a huge goal, his second of the night, forehand, backhand, and through the wickets to make this a 2-goal game. What a performance, has let the man hear it. Now, the Bruins would end up pulling Swayman anyway, and going right to the buzzer, they would actually score. While seemingly it was over, this did cross the line just in time with Geekie barely getting one in to ruin the shutout. But ultimately, obviously, the Leafs held on with a huge victory at home to force a Game 7, as was there ever a doubt with these two? The Bruins have now lost their 6th consecutive series clinching game, as we will now get at our 4th consecutive 7-game series between these two teams, a first in NHL history. Imagine the choke if Boston does this again. They'd be the first team in any of the major 4 sports to do this back-to-back. But yeah, that's about it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I appreciate it very much, and I'll see you in the next one.